Hi everybody, Mike Iscovitz, your Chief Meteorologist here at Fox 26 Houston. Let's talk about the snow and the historic nature of the snow that's very likely on the way for our area. I want to look back at yesteryear and talk about some of the biggest snowfall or most historic snowfall totals that we've had here in the Houston area. Beginning with the biggest one of all time, the granddaddy of them all, which is the February 14th and 15th, Valentine's Day snowstorm of 1895. Would you believe that Houston received 20 inches of snow? In addition, 15 inches of snow hit Galveston Island, which is like mind-boggling. Apparently it stayed around for several days, and so folks were trudging their way through the snow for quite a while. A lot of people, by the way, and there's really interesting history behind this, that a lot of people who lived in the Houston area were recent arrivals, people who were farmers in the Midwest who moved down here for a warmer climate and to partake in agriculture down here in Texas. And I believe that Texas actually advertised in newspapers in the Midwest for some of these farmers to come down and get free land or really cheap land down here, which is why we have Missouri City in Fort Bend County and we have Iowa Colony in Pearland, in Brazoria County. These are two of the areas where people came down from Iowa and from Missouri to settle and farm. And no sooner did they get here to escape the Midwestern blizzards, but they get hit by 20 inches of snow. That's pretty incredible. So that's the all-time record. Now, one that's very memorable for me is the rare white Christmas. We actually had snow that started to fall right around midnight on Christmas Eve in 2004. And depending on where you were, some people got a ton of snow and some people got a little snow. It was about 1 inch of snow in Houston. It was more like 2 or 3 inches of snow in Brazoria, Fort Bend, parts of Galveston County. But then when you went farther south to Victoria and Bay City, like way down to the south, there was a streak of 9 to 12 inches of snow, which is incredible. And it just goes to show you sort of the streaky nature of the way snow often forms around here. We'll talk about here in just a moment. In 2008 and 2009, on December 10th in 2008 and December 4th, the following year, we had back-to-back years with measured snow. That's the only time on record that that's happened. Then, this is it was so emotional for everybody. You will probably remember December of 2017. That was after the Hurricane Harvey catastrophe. It was after the Astros won the World Series, and then, wouldn't you know it, snow fell across the Houston area there on December 7th and 8th of 2017. And then finally, we have the infamous big freeze. I call it the President's Day freeze. You could also maybe even call it like the Valentine's Day freeze of 2021, where the ERCOT grid, the Texas electrical grid went down. We had a low temperature of 13 degrees, but that was also a snow day and a day with measured snow and ice. Now, I want to talk about here why, well, first of all, how much snow we could get this time, but why is it snowing down here and not snowing a lot more up toward the north? Well, let me go ahead and just run this through here and show you the latest GFS model run as of Sunday morning. That's showing 2 inches of snow in Austin, 4 inches of snow in Houston, and a half a foot of snow over in Lafayette, Louisiana, which is really very rare. So you may be wondering, why does Dallas get 0? Why is Chicago getting 0? Well, because the nature of snow, and really any precipitation, is that you have to have the combination of moisture and cold air. See, up here to the north, you have very cold air, but you don't have enough moisture. Now, we're going to get this disturbance in the jet stream that's going to come down like this, what we call a trough. It's going to be a very sharp trough in the jet stream level. And that comes and it creates lift in the atmosphere, and that's why you'll end up with this strip of snow, and also, by the way, ice, stretching from central Texas across southeast Texas, Louisiana, and actually all the way over to Georgia and Florida. They're looking for snow in the Florida Panhandle as well. So it's not enough to just be cold. You also have to have adequate moisture, and you have to have lift in the atmosphere. And in the case of Texas, this time around, it's too dry and there isn't that much forcing the air upward up in Dallas. It's a lot more humid, not summertime humid, but a lot more available humidity in the atmosphere and a mechanism to lift it up, which is why we're looking for this potentially historic event here in the Houston area. So, as I just mentioned to you, the biggest snowfall we've ever had is 20 inches. Second to that was 4.4 inches, and that hit in February of 1960. So there's a chance that this could be the second or third greatest snowfall total. Remains to be seen. Of course, we'll keep you apprised of all the latest developments here on Fox Local and on Fox 26.